I went for an x-ray, and a couple days later I went in, and my x-ray was shown on a computer. And in my head I was like, wow, that person has a really bad scoliosis, and it was actually me.
Juliana Astley was diagnosed with scoliosis when she was 13 years old. This is a condition that causes the spine to curve abnormally, like an S or a C. Danielle Denisco also has scoliosis.
And scoliosis isn't really talked about that much. I didn't know about it beforehand. My parents didn't really know about it either. So it's kind of like you feel, okay, this is your diagnosis, now what do I do?
Well, Danielle teamed up with Juliana to take matters into their own hands. In Ottawa, they formed the first Canadian branch of Curvy Girls, a scoliosis support group.
When you find out about stuff like this, you don't know what to do. So I think it's good to share with people what worked and what didn't work, and it's interesting and knowing that people are there for you and are going through the exact same thing.
Our main goal is to support girls who have scoliosis, but we also try to raise awareness of scoliosis. We have monthly meetings where usually about 8 girls show up, and we just talk about issues of scoliosis, such as clothing, bracing, or even surgery.
Girls of all ages can attend from across the country. One girl even Skyped in from north of Thunder Bay.
We're just going to turn up the volume. Okay.
The meetings are also a chance for parents to ask questions and share advice. That's exactly why Trevor Peck's family drove 4 hours to be there.
So we figured we'd come to this support group to meet some people and find out exactly what's going on and kind of take the bull by the horns.
While the group is social, it plays a vital role in clarifying a very confusing process.
They sent us to an orthopedic surgeon because they figured it would be quicker to go through an orthopedic surgeon to get a referral to the hospital. And he dropped the ball and forgot to actually make the referral.
She kind of forgot about the monitoring the following year, so it's led 18 months later that we found that she was badly looking. So she kind of slipped 2 years too far to take charge over her conditions.
Cases like these can be avoided. Half the battle is early detection.
Early detection is important because then you have more treatment options available instead of just surgery presented to you. So that's why we're raising so much awareness, is that if somebody can be diagnosed at an earlier age, then that's better. And we also don't have screening here in Canada. We don't have screening.
I think we used to, but not
We used to.
anymore,
In the 70s, they stopped in the 70s.
It takes 2 seconds.
Simple test.
Yeah.
Adams Ford Bend test is 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's not like a diagnosis, but at least you know. You have an idea of you should go get an x-ray done.
Yeah.
After the diagnosis, there are still difficult choices to be made. Bracing and physiotherapy or surgery.
It's really a call from the families as well as the surgeons who can offer the surgery, and some of the families have a problem signing that form, and there's no pain, no disability, no problem with the child to actually go through that.
And surgery is just such a scary thought, there's so many factors to think about, and you have a scar for life, and you have titanium in your back, and it's just, if there's a chance of saving it, you might as well give it a shot, and if it doesn't work out, then you really have to consider surgery.
Even if families choose bracing, it's still a difficult road. Girls have traveled as far as Spain to get a brace and wear them up to 23 hours a day. It's not cheap either.
In Canada, I believe it's around $3,000 to $4,000. So if somebody is at age 12 and it's first diagnosed, and they may have to be braced for 2 or 3 years, they may go through maybe 2 braces.
But it's the emotional cost that hits the hardest.
I think I look at my wife and I have handled it somewhat well. We're a bit in shock. It's your daughter, so you give her the moon if you can.
You have to really think about the clothes that you wear, which is kind of strange. Especially as a teenager, being a girl, you're kind of developing who you are as a person. And it can be really, it can really affect your confidence. And if you have the good friends that are there for you, then they won't use it against you. And that's kind of a way of how I found out who my real friends were.
No matter what a girl goes through, Curvy Girls has her back.